I mean, he hates sin, because it distances us from him, and he loves us. He wants to have a relationship with us, and we're doing something that's drawing us away from him. God sent his son to live a perfect life in our human flesh.
Why should people strive to accept God's free gift?
I mean, life is hard enough alone.
My name is Luke from GospelHouse Ministries, and welcome back to Gospel Interviews Season 2, and I'm here with one of my good friends, Noah, and I am going to be doing an interview talking about sin. In your own words, what do you think is the definition for sin?
I think it's just the distance from God, like disobeying God. Kind of simple,
Yeah. Okay, let's go a little deeper. Can you name or signify any sins? First off, can you name off some everyday sins?
Not putting God first, probably not loving everybody the way that we should, probably even disrespecting our family members, we always do that, and there's a lot more, but
Let's go a little deeper. What do you think are some severe sins?
I mean, all sin is the same in God's eyes.
Yes.
But to us, that could be murder or adultery, or that's just for us. That's on a deeper level, but to God, that's on the same.
You made a good point that all sin is sin to God, but in the human terms, we like to justify, right? What do you think God thinks of this sin?
I mean, he hates sin, because it distances us from him, and he loves us. He wants to have a relationship with us, and we're doing something that's drawing us away from him when he wants us close to him, So he does not like it.
No. So would you say that God gets disgusted by our sin?
I don't know. I mean, disgusted, he still loves us, and as Pastor Ed always says, he sees us as we will be in heaven with no sin, pure. When he died on the cross for us, he knew what we were going to do and already paid that before we were even born, I think he still loves us through it, and yeah.
Like what you said, he loves us, but I'm talking about just sin by itself. You think God gets disgusted by just sin in general?
Yeah, he hates it.
So if he gets disgusted by sin and we're supposed to be the ambassadors, do you think we are supposed to be disgusted by sin?
I mean, I think we should see sin as serious. We should see it in a way that, yes, it's taking us away from God, but not we can't be forgiven, because God loves us and forgives us always.
Right.
So I think we should see it as it's bad, it takes us away from God, and we shouldn't do it.
So if God gets sort of what we say disgusted by sin itself, and once again we think that we should strive to stay away from it, right? Because we're ambassadors, we're gonna sin every day. Heard this, we're not sinless, but we can sin less. Of course this is cliche, but we have to remember this. Do you remember what Jesus did for us, the thing that he did to conquer all that sin?
Yeah, he died on the cross for us. God sent his son to live a perfect life in our human flesh, and he went on the cross to pay our debts, because of how much he loves us. So
I know that you love God. Why should we accept God's free gift? I mean, people say all the time that Jesus is a myth, right? Okay, I can just do whatever I want. Why should people strive to accept God's free gift?
I mean, life is hard enough alone, and just to think that we could die and have it the same life but for eternity, like hell, that's such a scary place. And Jesus offered us that free gift to be with him eternally, peace, love, and just to have him every day is such a beautiful thing. It's amazing,
Right. We're going to include you guys. If there's someone watching this, they're broken, they feel like nothing's working out for them, maybe they are struggling with sin and they're I can't get out of it. It feels like it's weighing me down, right? What would you say someone on the other side of the screen that would just feel that way, and what can you do to give him encouragement today?
Honestly, just get to know him for yourself. Get to know God for who he is. I mean, we have his word. There's so many copies, and it's not just a book. The word is alive. It's, the verse, but just get to know him for yourself and read and talk to him and open up to him like he's a friend, just like you and I are, and just have a relationship with him, just like you do with your mom, your dad, or your friends. And it's the best relationship you could ever have, the best choice you could ever have. So
maybe today, if you are maybe you just hopped into this video and you're who is this Jesus, right? And you want to be more, and you want to be interested, you're interested of this Jesus, there's a link in the description down below of how to be saved. What has God done in your life that you can honestly say he is real?
I mean, honestly, I've grown up a Christian and not really known who God is, but known the right answers. And I kind of had a life for myself. And he finally like spoke to me, like spoke to my heart, like basically saying, I miss you and I'm here. And I finally just gave it all to him. And ever since then, you know, I've asked him for friends and he's blessed me with friends, and he's worked in my entire life in every way. And like moving here, like I'm from Cali, and like this move was such an impossible thing, it seemed like, and then it happened like step after step. And to think about it, if one step would have went wrong, it wouldn't have happened. You know, that's just God's way, and like that's him working. You know, like he speaks in nature, he speaks in his word mostly, but like he also speaks to our hearts. And the fact that he was able to move my family here safely, get us a house and get us a great church, like that's just the way he's working, and every day, you know.
For anyone out there that is a lukewarm Christian, they think, oh, I'm like 1 foot into Jesus, 1 foot into the world, right? To end off this video, what would you say to those people that think that sin's okay, you know, lukewarm Christians? What would you say?
I mean, we all have that like guilty feeling anyways. Like we know it's wrong, but when you get to know God, you also get to know what is not God. And what is not God is this world that sucks. And God our Father like wants us to have a relationship with him, and when we do that sin, it takes us away. And you know, it says in the Bible, like it lists them, you know, what not to do and how to grow with God, and we just need to follow that.
My name is Luke from GospelHouse Ministries, and I'm going to include all these people into the video, and we'll see you guys very soon. And the dog.
Bye.
Could you repeat that again?
I think it's just disobeying God. Just like, yeah, it's just our sinful nature. Like, yeah.
Nothing really else.
I think he still loves us through it, and yeah.
So basically, like what you said, like, could you repeat that again?
Wait, repeat what?
Because of this sin that we... You're fine. She was like, no, you're fine, Britton. There's something called bloopers. That we try to strive every day to... Where are you going? Britton's up here. Is it good? How far are we?
4 minutes, 32 seconds.
A lot of cuts, bro.
It's going to be. All right. Well, this has been Gospel Interviews Season 2, Episode 2. Anything you want to say to the viewers before we just close it off?
Like and subscribe.
Hit the bell. All right, one more time. My name is Luke from GospelHouse Ministries.